Hello, my very dear Aquarians. This is your reading for the week of May 4th. Or when you hear it and it resonates, and it will not be for every Aquarian. So I was speaking to Spirit earlier saying, what is it you would like to give the Aquarian collective today that's going to be helpful for them, that's going to be allowing them or helping them to move forward in the best possible way for their highest good? What I saw was this. I saw you in a little pink floaty in a lovely swimming pool, residential swimming pool, and you look like you're quite happy. You're just hanging out there, not doing too much in the water, but your hand is hanging on to the edge of the pool like that. But you're kind of not paying attention, but you're hanging on. And you're still in the shallow end. You're moving towards the deep, but you're still in the shallow. And what I'm looking at as I'm seeing this is that the water is a little low, so that could be an indication of perhaps fatigue and maybe one of the reasons why you're still hanging on to the edge of the pool instead of exploring things more completely. Now, we look at water often as emotion, so it could be you not exploring deeper emotion, but you've got two cards of intuition here, and you've got fear. So because intuition for me is really talking about, at a really, really basic level, being aware enough and in touch with yourself enough to be able to perceive information coming to you. But intuition is also, for me, the same energy as creativity. Now, you didn't get the creativity card, but the fact that you've got the two cards of intuition from the two separate packs says it's really talking about you being in touch with the universe around you. But in order to be in touch with the universe around you, you also need to be in touch with your feelings. What I'm being shown, my dears, is this. You're a really interesting air sign because you can be really focused in a way where you understand formula, where you understand sequence. You can be really logical. You can also be extremely intuitive. If you become over-focused on the logical, however, which can sometimes happen as a kind of antidote to fear, like getting the structure in place, knowing the formulas, knowing exactly what it is, that can be something that really contracts you and shuts you down from being able to see beyond the beauty and the power of your logical mind, which is there. You have equal ability to be creative, to be intuitive, to be psychic, to be a channel. You have all that capacity. It's really a matter of what it is you want to do. But what I'm being shown here as we're focusing in on you and the water is I'm being drawn to the idea that you are in a pool. It's not out in the ocean. So what it's saying to me is you've already chosen a certain structure, a certain containment or framework for yourself, within which you have the capacity to go much further. It's already built into your structure. It's already built into your psyche. It's already built into your essence that you have the capacity to be more logical if you want to be, but you also have the capacity to be more in touch with your emotions in a way that is healing, that is healthy, that is forward moving, and that connects you to your essential self, to your wise self, to your higher conscious mind, and to whatever creative projects are coming for you. Because the fact that you've got the two intuition cards here, intuition and creative energy, it's the same function. It's the same part of the nervous system. It's, art is inspired. It's intuition. Psychic information, it's inspired. It's coming to you from wherever it's coming from, however you want to name that for yourself, whether it's your spirit guides, whether it's God, whether it's, unified field, it doesn't really matter. It's the understanding that there is a wisdom and information beyond your logical mind, beyond your logical brain. And as you are willing to let go of the side, it's because you're understanding that you already have a framework within which you can now explore. And you're being told this intuition, allow yourselves, if you start getting focused on the edges of your pool, allow yourself to remember that you are in a pool. The temperature is just fine. You have the water, it's clear water, and you can paddle your feet. Some of you are paddling your feet and you're edging away from the edge and you're being told, just remember, you're never very far from the edge here. And what they're actually showing me is this, which is not, in fact, true to most pools, but what they're showing me is this. Even if you were to float out into the middle of your pool, if you were to stretch your body out, you could reach one side and the other. You're never very far from your edges because you know exactly where they are and they are there for you and they are containing this. They are containing your water. They are containing your unconscious self. They're containing your emotions in a way where you have your floaty. You can paddle out and you can paddle back. And what I like about your floaty is it's a dinosaur. I like dinosaurs. Why is it important that I kind of wanted to make it a pink flamingo, but it didn't want to be a pink flamingo. It keeps becoming a dinosaur. So what is the dinosaur? Well, I just got an image of Fred Flintstone in his car with his feet going like this, making his car go. So it's a wonderfully comical image, and I think that's really important here. And not all of the images that I get are comical. So for me, this is beautiful because it says you can take a light heart with this. Look for cognitive distortions that are negative. I'll never have that. This will never happen. I'm always this. They're always that. The absolute statements, always, never, things like that. They're very often coming from a fear place, right? Or they're coming from a place of limitation. I have nothing to wear. Yes, you do. You just don't want to wear what you got. You want to go shopping. You want to buy something new. Very different energy than I have nothing to wear. So look for those statements that are, I have nothing to wear, and change them into, what would I like to wear? Okay? Be looking. Be open. Be expecting. That's the other thing in this card, this one intuition card. Act as though you're getting the information. Expect to deliberately engage with your intuition and with the field, with angels, with guides, with however you want to define it, unified field. However you want to define that, allow yourself to really remember to connect with it. And then look for the hunches that come. Look for where it might show up in your life in ways that you didn't expect. Maybe you start having dreams. And the last card that you get is take God with you, which is remember. Your vision of God, the divine, the sacred, is your vision. That's what's important, not anybody else's. So live that, but take it with you. Please remember to let that be an essential part of your day, and that is a key aspect of where you want your intuition to come from, which is your highest source. And you can trust that it's there because it's you. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. Take care, Aquarius.